what were some experiences you had, you know what I'm saying, coaching your daughter for a little while? The ups and downs of it.
The downs were trying to figure out the dad and coach. You know what I mean?
I struggle with it too.
Trying to figure that out because I always been coached tough. From talking about starting in rec, starting the middle, whatever, I've been coached tough. I think everybody always seen something in me and they thought that was how to get it out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the route that me and Zoe took with our kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think it worked for a lot of them, but to the ones that wasn't really up for basketball, they kind of, went away. And I think that's kind of what we wanted. I don't know if that was good. I know kids want to have fun, but we were trying to be an elite program. So we did put pressure on our kids, training and doing all this. And she was one of those kids.
Yep.
So now we go from being out all day, gyms, fields, we running that track, getting dropped off back in the day, getting dropped off on the highway, having to run home. I didn't do that to her, but we did some running. You know what I mean?
Bro. I mean, I think
it was tough.
Yeah, man. But see, I think though, a lot of times when you deal with like your child, it's like you want to push them because you want it for them. You want them to get it.
Right.
But I think sometimes, like for me, I noticed that my coaching style ain't for every kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And there's pros and cons of that, right? Because you hard on them. But at the same time, I think being a daddy, you got to know when to turn that shit off, man.
Yeah.
And I think one of my biggest indicators, I said this on last episode, was if after a game, if my son wants to be around me immediately, then I know I didn't cross that line, even when it's a hard game. You know what I'm saying? But if he's kind of distant from me a little bit, like after the game, then there's a little cue in me where I feel like either you pouting on me or I done chewed your ass out a little too hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's really finding that happy medium, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I had to teach myself to give her the ride home, give her the meal after, you know what I mean? Like give some time before we even talk about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Things like that helped. And then, man, that's travel ball. Once you get started, the trips we was taking, so much time we were spending together, like that's my dog. So it became easier.
Yeah, like, man, I remember when you had her in high school, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? You find out, bro, you was big on having her, bro.
Yeah, like, man. I just knew that was gonna be my dog.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it ended up coming true. That's like my best friend. So it's not too hard when I realized like, maybe I need to back off.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want her to be down, or I didn't want to push her away from the sport. So.
Right. Yeah, but I think all dads, I think that coach their kids kind of go through that. And I don't think I think the only thing you can lean on is other cats that coach their kids. You know what I'm saying? Because my boy Stoney that was on here earlier, like that's who I talk to. Like when I'm like, my son done pissed me off or something going on, you know what I'm saying? I call him like, bro, you tripping. Like just let him ride, you know what I'm saying? Let him be a kid today. You know what I'm saying? So I think having that community of folks around, bro, is important. All right, man. So let me ask you this, bro. So you started at Forest Hills, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and Dorenzo.
Yeah.
When did heavy recruiting start hitting the scene for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, so what year did that start hitting the scene for you?
I want to say the summer after sophomore year, going into my junior. Zoe's always kind of been a top prospect. Just following him around. My uncle you was talking about, if Zoe got invited to something, I was going. It just
that's how I do my nephew, my brother, my brother.
It was what it was. If he was going to something, I was going. I remember a time, sophomore year, Miami came down to watch Zoe. They get together, work out, me, Zoe in the back gym, and we working. I was ass, man. I'm talking about I was bad. I didn't even know what was going on because it was something that happened midday. Now they telling me after school, hey, you going down to the middle school, you about to work out for this guy. I ain't even know what was going on. I ain't in the focus. I ain't nothing.
I was silly.
You know what I mean? I was ass. And then afterward, I could tell how he wasn't worried about me. he wasn't looking my way. He was just talking to Joe and this and that. And I kind of sat back and I was like, damn, I need to be ready at all times, bro. Like, if this is something I want to do, I need to be ready at all times. So I just constantly started busting my ass. When I say I wasn't ready, I'm talking about not that I was sleepy, not that I didn't stretch. My game was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't work out as much as I needed to. So I just got on it. And then going into my junior year, just something hit. All of it paid off, and people started wanting JT. I could always jump.
Yeah.
I was always fast, and I was always mean. So when the skill kicked in.
Yeah, that's when.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching the Red Zone. Everybody knew the Red Zone. But I remember watching you. I remember Tony when I played with the Aces. You know, Tony helped us. It was like, yeah, both of them, my nephews or whatever. And I used to be like, well, what's up with JT? Like, man, he mean as hell. Like, he big down there. He was like, yeah, but I got to get him where he takes it serious. You know what I'm saying? I remember he told me that. And then that's when I just finished watching y'all play. And then, bro, you had some big games, bro. I'll never forget that Greg Monroe dunk on. Yeah. I found that shit on YouTube the other day, boy.
Yeah, man. And I got invited to a lot of things because of Lorenzo.
Which is fine. Like, that's not, that ain't a knock though, bro.
And as I kept going and as I got better, like going to those showcases, I just started doing things that got me noticed. Like you said, dunking on Greg Monroe at one of them AAU events. Everybody was talking about it. Mm-hmm. People claim I stepped over them. I was scared too. I kind of pushed them.
You kind of went to the side.
Yeah, but they remember it as I stepped over them like the Iverson play. So that made it bigger. But man, just doing stuff like that. When we played together, Wiseman, he set up that event for us to play against Tyree Evans. Things like that was big for me, man.
Man, bro, listen, that was huge. Yeah. I tell, see, we jumped ahead, but we're going to go and start with that. I'll go back to it. So listen, we played at NC State that night. That was just, and I tell people that, like, if you really want to play prep, like, you need to be ready. Like, and I'm telling y'all from experience, dog, we had how many games on the schedule?
It was a ridiculous amount, but we played
popped up games all the time. And it was one of them things where I felt like Wiseman, I know he gets a lot of negative flack, but to me, Wiseman was trying to get us on the scene. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm just be real. It was on us to play. He was putting us in the mix. Mm-hmm. It was on us to play. So when that game popped up, we at NC State, we see Coach K, we see everybody in that mug, right? Lights going on. So I just remember we was like, well, shit, who we playing? You know what I'm saying? I said, man, Tyreek Evans. So, I'm the internet now. What are we looking at? Whew, he's tough, man. Wiseman told me at the beginning of the game, he said, Gaither, you got, I was like, all right, let's go. I got that tough look on my face. Ain't nobody knowing back of my head. I'm like, man, what the fuck?
And you don't even know, when I find out you on them, I'm on some why. I thought I was supposed to be the head. I don't want you in foul trouble.
Yeah, right. But that was true though, bro. Yeah. And that was times where like I had to be the one to be more physical with him so we could last and be able to try to win the game. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's coaching. Yeah. Now, granted, I don't know how many points he had, but I mean, bro, but at the end of the day, he could play. There's nothing that I could do to really stop him. It was more a team thing. Like, bro, like I had to force him off the screen.
Yeah.
Send him over here. Okay, cool. If he hit that, he hit the shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I think sometimes kids and players gotta understand, bro, like you're not made to stop the best guys, bro. Like your job is to contain them and listen to the scout report and play the odds. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, this guy's been going for 30, 35.
Bro, assists, rebounds.
You did your thing holding them to 20.
Yeah, bro.
We had the opportunity to win. Like,
yeah, bro. But see, back to the story. So we playing and I got a steal. And I always know you always running the floor, you trailing. And I just remember, bro, I dumped it back off to you. It was an instance that I just remember you in the air like that, turning side. Mm-hmm. But my head at the time, everything's so slow motion, bro. I'm just seeing pictures. All that. And then you dunked it. And then, the game, we going back and forth. They ended up beating us, I think. Yeah. But that big, man, they had a light-skinned cat, 6'8". Who was that? Do you know him?
No, I can't remember all the guys.
Everything.
I just know one of the guys that really killed us. He ended up going for football. That's what we was mad about. Cause you did your thing against Tyreek. That one guy just kept hitting those threes.
Yeah.
And they had a 7-foot skinny guy. But there was a time, man.
Yeah,
Because
bro.
before our game, Victor Davila played another big man. Like, it was a showcase.
Oh, yeah. That was because he went to Star Mountain, they ended up going to Virginia Tech. Yeah, I forgot about him. Victor Davila, bro.
Yeah, so we used to just walk into stuff like that, man. It was crazy.
Man, all the time. I remember the game, where was another one we played? We played Our Savior New American. It was a random game, and we ended up going to Tennessee.
Yeah.
And we, I think Oak Hill and them played afterwards. I think Alex Legion and Nolan Smith and the boys. Yeah, man. So that was some good stuff during that time.
Oh,
so during that time, what made you leave Forest Hill to go to prep school? Because some people think, you know, every kid needs to go prep school. I'm not with that. I think it depends on your talent. But what made you feel like you needed to make that move in order for you to develop?
Man, just like I said, I might not have been that skilled at the beginning, man, but I think I went from crawling to running pretty fast. And
in about 2 years, bro, like all together.
I think I went from crawling to running pretty fast, and they wanted to keep it going. So they just thought, like, yo, you stay at this public school, you're gonna be the center. Yeah, you might be able to do this, do that, but you're gonna be the center, and you're not gonna go high like that. So just making the decision to try to expand, be a wing player. Schools looking at me saying, hey, if you just add a little more, we'll take you. So that's what I was on the search for, just adding that more.
Yeah, man. Because I think during that time, bro, like you developed a nice three. I know we can put you in ISO situations. You know what I'm saying? Man, I remember Wiseman setting up all that, like being able for us to do it. I mean, plus hell, I mean, we had Kenny and LeBron playing the big man, you know, both some 6'8", 6'10", you know what I'm saying? Then we got the wing over here. So yeah, man, I just think playing that time for you was big, bro. Like me personally, I seen the jump from post player to wing, and then you could go back down there to eat if you needed to. You know what I'm saying? And I remember some games where you had to go down there because LeBron mentally might be out of today, you know what I'm saying? Then Kenny's back. So, nah, man, those were some pivotal moments. So, all right, so now didn't you reclass at first and then come back up?
So I did reclass.
Yep.
Virginia Tech had that shooting. When they had a shooting, some guys decided to drop out of going there that next year. And they was like, man, you can do it if you want to. Because I reclassed but still took all the classes needed.
Right.
So I just went ahead and graduated and I guess went when I was supposed to.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's a good move. So, all right, so let's touch on this. Prep school workouts versus public school workouts.
Oh, man.
Listen, speak on it, man. I think some of these parents and players need to know the difference between level when it comes to preparation for game between a public high school and a prep school.
So there was a huge difference for me, but I don't want to say that and try to say that my public school coach wasn't on it.
Nah.
Jonathan Tyson, he went to Wingate. He was a shooter, 6'7" shooter. He played. He knew what it took. His sons he got a son in the NBA now. And then he got one that's going to Carolina. He knew what it took. But I just think with it being public, he didn't have a roster full of guys trying to go D1. So he wasn't at it every day.
Right.
If I call him, we can get in the gym. Every now and then I walk by the gym and he in there with Zoe. And I'm kind of like, why you call me? Like, if you call him, he'll do it. But it's just not having a team full of guys that's trying to make it to that level. I see the guys feel like they wasting time. So they don't put in that effort. So you might not be working out all season. They wait right before the season to get together. But man, I went to prep school. We started in the summer. Soon as we knew we was going there, I'm talking about running.
I'm talking about ASAP, dog.
Yeah, I'm talking about the running, the lifting. It got to a point my body was,
bro. And that's what I used to tell people, bro. Like, because a lot of times when I was coming up, after we all left, I signed South Carolina State, and I'm not going because of ACT. But SAT, but I just remember, bro, I tell our folks, bro, like that preparation is what made us ready for a 40, 50 game season. You know what I'm saying? And then when we started playing, I remember I don't know if you remember the first scrimmage game we had at Christ School versus the Pumley brothers.
I do remember that. Yeah.
First play of the game. You dunked on one of them. You know what I'm saying? And we up there in Asheville. So bro, I'm telling you, that transition for you from when I seen you in the summer to going through prep and we had all that training, bro, you was another animal, bro. And because you expanded your game where now these bigs had to come guard you out here a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you expanded. And then I think you needed that year away from Dorenzo, I feel like, to develop your own identity.